Well, the court will know Mr. Serrano is a very fine attorney, and I don't know that there's going to be a different resolution or not, sir. I have no idea. But I can tell you that it appears from what I said that
I don't know.
retained or appointed, it doesn't necessarily determine what the resolution is, so.
There's usually something stupid
okay,
happening
is 2
here.
weeks sufficient?
But if I have time, I have a couple order, could we push
A
three?
couple what?
A couple attorneys in mind, I just want to be able to speak with them and evaluate and to go over it and talk to a couple of them and continue to work. I was thinking three, but if the court sees two, then two will have to do
I'll
it.
adjourn it to March 26th, sir. That's 3 weeks. That's all I'm going to do right now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Especially because some of these matters are already a couple of years old.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
What's that? 10:15. AM.
Date, okay?
Bond and conditions are continued. If you were to test today, sir, what's in your system?
Just marijuana.
Okay, when did you last use marijuana, sir?
Last night, I used it at nighttime for
Do you have a
pain.
valid prescription?
Prescription? No, I don't. I have prescription for pain pills, but I'd rather not take those.
Okay, well, pause, sir. February 12th, I ordered you not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed. Marijuana is not prescribed for you.
I was under the recreation term. I did not. mean
Sir, no,
disrespect.
no, pause. Pause. You received a copy of your bond conditions after you were released from custody, correct?
I was never in custody, man.
Well, then I know you received a copy of your bond conditions while you were sitting here in court.
Okay, but if I was in front of you and I
No, y'all stink.
That's right? See that?
I believe I can't see it, man, but I believe that what you're saying you've given me, then I got it before I left here. I got the paperwork that you seen fit for me to have.
You have a medical marijuana card?
Hold on, I'm sorry, just one moment.
I stopped with the card in the recreation law.
Well, actually, let me clarify. I did not order that. Well, this is not on this. It's not checked off, so I do apologize, sir. I did not order that as a condition of bond.
I didn't remember it either, Your Honor. I would never do something deliberately to disrespect you with the court.
And I stand corrected, so I apologize for that, sir. Bond and conditions are continued.
So does that mean he's not prohibited from using any drugs or alcohol not prescribed?
I don't drink alcohol.
Yes, counsel, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So as of now, we've not prohibited from that.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Let's go off the record.
All right, have a good day, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell your attorney to
Seriously? You can do this to me now? Give me a second. Give me a second, damn it. We're going to find something.
Along with his two other cases, 22 CR 007-039C and 23 CR 007-001C.
Got it. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Judge Lall.
Number 10, Kemp.
Come on. We need a crazy. This guy's looking pretty normal. I gotta be honest.
Marquet Kemp, his 25 CR 001137F. Mr. Kemp, you've been charged with criminal trespass causing damage to property. You've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Barder. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
The 10th arrest. You got an open robbery and ag assault. It's 24 SC 005553. Open possession of a Schedule 2. It's 24 SC 005950. Open possession of cocaine with intent. Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Possession of a firearm during the commission. It's 24 SC 004246.
That's good. Thank you. Ms. Waldron?
Yes, Judge. The allegation in this case is that Mr. Kemp actually slashed the tires, all 4 tires belonging to the vehicle of Miss Nadia Evans. The two are married and had been together as a couple for 3 years. He had
Might
actually
need a
been
church
kicked out of
revival.
the residence, and in retaliation slashed her tires, not only causing damage, but obviously interfering with her use of her vehicle. The state would be asking, based on his history, for a $3,500 surety bond. And of course, it goes without saying, we'd be asking for no further contact with Miss Evans and stay away from the incident location.
Ms. Nadia Evans, are you on Zoom? All right. Ms. Barder?
He's lived in the Atlanta area all his life. He has family in the area. He works cleaning up office buildings and has also worked as doing security. Judge, we would object to the stay away and no contact. I believe that the two have a baby on the way. As you heard, they are legally married. So we would just humbly object to those and ask for no further violent contact if possible. And then we would ask for the bond to not exceed $1,000. Thank you.
The original bond set by the judge signing the warrant was $15,000. So I'm curious to know what's going on. Is it Richardson Street, the marital home?
One moment, Judge.
Yeah, we're random call hopping at this point because Bothell fell
Your
through
Honor,
for me.
show yes, the address of 259 Richardson Street, specifically apartment or unit number 609.
With regards to this criminal trespass causing damage to property, yes, there is an argument that this is marital property and he has just as much right to damage the vehicle as she would. Unfortunately, it looks like this may still be an infringement upon her use of the vehicle. So the bond's going to be set at $1,500. This is a surety bond. Next court date is March 18th.
Interesting.
At 9 a.m. Mr. Kemp, you are to have no further contact with Nadia Evans, and you're to stay away from 259 Richardson Street in Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. So right now you got a bond order that requires you to stay away and have no contact. You're allowed to go to that property one time only with a police officer to retrieve your belongings.
She's so cool.
And then within 30 days of being released, you will update the court with your new mailing address. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons and firearms. In the event that Ms. Nadia Evans decides to get a protective order, please keep in mind that you would still need to comply with this bond order. Your next court date is March 18th.
Position number 11, Zarula.
There shall not be any cutting of trees.
I'm sorry, could you give me that name, position again?
11.
11, thank you. Okay. This is State versus Deepak Nura, 25 CR 001139G. Mr. Nurula, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is going to be Mr. McLean. Mr. Nurula is accused of 2 counts of reckless conduct from March 4th, 2025. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
For 2013, illegal alien, 09 probation, 08 battery DV conviction. That's all.
Okay. Ms. Waldron?
This is me again, Your Honor.
Oh, Ms. Mokeke, sorry.
No problem. The victims in this case are Saki Freeman and Kinasha Mason. This incident occurred at 365 Cleveland Avenue Southwest in Atlanta. Officers arrived at the location and met with Mr. Freeman, who stated that a worker at the location had shot at his window while he was in the car with Miss Mason, which caused his back driver's side window to shatter. Officers met with the defendant, who told them that there was an unknown male causing a disturbance inside the store and that he shot his firearm to scare the unknown male away. He thought he had been shooting at the ground. When officers asked the defendant where the firearm was, he stated that he had dropped the firearm after he shot it and the unknown male had taken it. Officers did recover a 9mm shell casing at the scene and also discovered the firearm in the location behind the counter. Our office has spoken with Mr. Saki Freeman, who states he was driving Uber for Miss Mason and was pulling into the destination. He states the defendant was shooting at someone and the person was running towards his car. When the defendant shot, it hit his window, of course, and caused it to shatter. He hasn't gotten an estimate on the damage yet. The state's recommendation, given the severity of the facts of this case, is a $10,000 surety bond, that he have no further contact with Miss Kanisha Mason and Mr. Saki Freeman, that he surrender all firearms that are currently in his possession, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And I would just ask the court to sound for the victims in this case.
Mr. Freeman and Ms. Mason? All right, Mr. McLean?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Nurula, of course, is working at the store. Basically, we would be asking the court to consider, he lives in Snellville, he's lived there quite a while. He has a wife and 3 children who are 8, 4, and 1.
I'm good.
We would ask the court to consider a signature bond or a $1,000 surety bond, Your Honor. It'd be appropriate, even though he should not, during the pendency of the case, it would be appropriate for the court to order no guns. At the same time, he probably ought to take a gun safety course. Thank you.
All right. On the 2 counts of reckless conduct is going to be $2,000. That's going to be a $4,000 surety bond. No further contact with, was it Zachary Freeman?
Saki, S-A-C-I-E.
Oh, Saki. Got it. S-A-C-K-I-E Freeman.
I don't get what's going on
and
here.
Miss
He shot out the back of an Uber driver's
Tanisha
window.
Mason. I'm going to, well,
But he's
my
working at a
problem is,
store?
keeping him away from that location because he's not allowed to have any firearms. So if the owner of that Old South package store keeps firearms in the property, then Mr. Nurula is not allowed in the property. So that's going to be the restriction. Presently, he is not allowed to consume any illegal drugs, no alcohol, and not allowed to have any firearms. If that particular location, the Old South, some of these liquor stores or convenience stores keep guns in there for protection, but unfortunately, Mr. Nurula, if the owner or the operator of that business keeps firearms at their property, you're not allowed inside that property. You're also to have no contact with Freeman and Mason, and you're not allowed to own, possess, or handle any firearms. Your next court date is going to be March 18th.
Your Honor, repeat that bond amount if you would.
2,000 on each count.
Okay, I thought I heard you say a total of 3,000, but it's 4,000.
4,000.
Okay.
Do we have,
Next case.
do we have an add-on calendar? Because we have 2 people that are not on the calendar.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That's a weird one.
Number 15, Rose.
Because usually
Did you
those
say
guys are,
15?
It's for self-defense.
Okay. Tacorius Rose is case number 25 CR 001143B. Mr. Rose has been accused of simple battery, family violence, and terroristic threats and acts from November 19, 2024. Any prize? I'm sorry, he's been advised of his rights, and his attorney is Mr. McLean.
12,
12 cycles.
correct. Got open ag assault, possession of a firearm during the commission. Battery DV, criminal damage to property, 2nd degree. That's 25 SC 000151. That's an open obstruction too, and an open theft by receiving out of Clayton County, 2020 FTA.
2020, okay. And that was Clayton, okay. Thank you. Ms. Mokeke?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened November 19th. The victim is Miss Tamara Baylor, who is the defendant's mother. I have that the incident location is 2637 Old Hateville Road. The victim told officers that her son had become upset because she told him Clark County investigators had called and wanted to speak with him. The defendant was suspected of setting fire to the victim's apartment while they were in Clark County. The victim told officers the defendant pushed her down and then went to retrieve his handgun. He then proceeded to brandish the handgun while pointing it at the floor, making statements like, "I'll shoot you up and I'll break your legs." The victim left the apartment and
To
went
his
to
mother.
try to obtain a restraining order before going to the Zone 3 precinct to report the incident. Officers noted that they do have a history of 911 calls to the location due to arguments between the parties, but they had just been verbal altercations until the day of the incident.
Throw away the
I
key,
will
Judge
note
Lall.
that the defendant did get an initial TPO, sorry, the victim initially got a TPO and it was dismissed due to non-service. That is 24 CV 014652. The state's recommendation for Mr. Rose is a $5,000 surety bond, no further contact with this victim,
About
stay
5
away from
million.
the incident location, that he surrender any and all firearms in his possession, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And I would ask the court to sound for Ms. Tamara Baylor.
Ms. Baylor, if you're on Zoom, this is the time to unmute and start your video. I don't see anyone. Okay, Mr. McLean?
Thank you, Your Honor. Tacorius Rose is 27. He's a graduate of North Clayton High School on Norman Drive, near the airport. He has North Clayton High School. He has done landscaping work and he's also done retail merchandise selling work. He is from Georgia all his life, and if there is a stay away, he's young enough to have friends to stay with, Your Honor. I see that the other party is not on the Zoom, so I'm anticipating there may be a issue there. But I would ask the court nonetheless to consider a signature bond in this case, and if not, then a $1,000 surety bond.
Is there anyone here in support of Mr. Tacorius Rose? This will be the time. I thought I heard someone. No? Okay. On each count of reckless excuse me, let me rephrase that. On simple battery, family violence, that's going to be $1,500. On the terroristic threats and acts, that's going to be $2,500. This is a total of $4,000. This is a cash bond only. No further contact with Tamara Baylor, to stay away from 2637 Old Hateville Road, Unit 16F in Atlanta, Georgia. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. His next court date is March 18th. Thank you.
4,000, but cash only.
Number 16, Sheets.
This is Ricardo Sheets, 25 CR 001144E. Mr. Sheets, you've been accused of abandonment of a dependent child, which is basically a child support arrears case, and there's a warrant for your arrest. The allegation that this is abandonment issue from September 11th of last year. You've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Mr. McLean, And Ms. Mokeke, what's the purge amount, if any, on this bond, on this warrant?
See that the purge amount is $565. We would of course just ask that it stay what it is, and once he pays it, he can be released. He is also being held on felony charges.
Okay. Mr. McLean, anything else to add?
That he has.
I'm sorry, you're on mute.
Go ahead.
I see that he has a stable address on Lamar Avenue, and he tells me that at the,
Good. I can't barely hear you.
I'm
Just a little
glad
bit.
there's some separation here.
Yes, sir.
Everybody might be on the mood today.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what it is, something, weather. Supposed to be charged domestic violence battery is a second or subsequent offense. You understand that charge, ma'am?
Yes, sir, I do.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now.
Yes, sir.
Deputy, criminal history.
Got her on bond.
Oh,
Judge Vann,
case number?
brother, you look like an
24.
Easter egg. You know I love you, but you look like an Easter egg.
CF. And just keep the pen.
I've got the pen. I mean, I used to.
Yeah, you got it. You just keep the pen.
All right, Ms. Polk, on the domestic violence battery is a second or subsequent offense, bond is set at 5,000. No contact directly, indirectly, or through a third party alleged victim. Your court date's gonna be April the 7th at 9 o'clock. And I'm signing a revocation of release, case 24-2279. Good luck, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And did they ever come?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, you have a question?
Yeah, I had a question.
Uh-huh.
I need to do a judge's chamber letter because we have the same address. And I need to be able to get my stuff. It's something about a judge chamber letter. Like the judge have to give the officers a letter saying I can get my stuff.
Yeah, when you get released, whenever that may be, you can come up to the office and not my office, to the judge that's got your circuit court case and get a letter saying that you can go to and from the residence, get your personal effects.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, but do I have a bond?
No. Sign with
Because I have some health issues with my
Okay, in solidarity with Judge Vann,
it's like a life or death situation.
busted out my purple shirt.
For like a GP.
He can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Can I bring something to your attention, please?
Sure.
Yes, sir. I was going to see about any type of program that can help me be released so that I can finish out because I'm pregnant and I'm high risk, and it's like a life or death situation. I have things set up on the outside to have scans and stress tests done so that the doctors are aware of how to deliver my baby. Because if I don't get it done, they're not going to be aware. And then it can be me choosing my life or my child's life. And that's what I'm in the process of right now, sir. I'm not trying to get over on the system. I know I have like some bad health issues, and I have specialists that I'm set up with.
This is the wrong judge for this.
I have my baby in 3 months, so I'm kind of like on a timeline here. So I was just asking, for a little bit of lenience regarding the child and my health at the end of the day.
That's good.
That's all. I can do whatever you need me to do. I'm a resident of Wayne County. I'm not a flight risk. I've never ran from law enforcement. I've always took care of my business when it came to law enforcement in the system.
I just want to be clear. You're out on bond on an aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
Yes, sir.
And you picked up a new battery charge.
And I understand, sir.
I'm just saying, and you're entitled to fight both of those. But I'm just saying, you're out on bond on an aggravated battery with a deadly weapon charge, and you pick up a new felony battery. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You see how that looks bad?
That's where we're at.
Okay. So what can I do as far as getting help with the pregnancy and the...
Got a nurse on staff. We've had a lot of babies in jail. We're kind of good at it.
No, yeah, okay, thank you, sir.
State your name, ma'am.
Stop assaulting people.
Second more, you're fully recorded child. You understand the charge?
Yes, sir, but this, can I speak about it?
I'd love to hear you speak on it, but that gentleman
I
on
mean,
the
I-
screen, talk about it.
I have a whole nother DCF case right now. I have John Sablon who came and spoke to me about this exact thing, and he never said anything about strangulation. There was something to do with a bite mark, and then all of a sudden they threw on this new strangulation thing. I'm a little confused about it.
Scratches on the neck and petechia in the ear canal.
Sounds like a big night.
Yeah, see, that's all new. We spoke to John Sablon, me and Tracy Caesar and Pastor Daniels talked to him. And he said something about bite marks, nothing about strangulation. So I'm just trying to figure out like what am I gonna be able to bond out so I can get this situated with my other DCF case? Because I have
You won't.
my son and
She's out. Yeah, Ms. McMore, the answer to your question is no.
know what.
You're not gonna have a bond when we're done with this today.
Oh, please, I have a house and a job. I don't want to lose neither one of those things. Like, I don't understand, like, this is crazy allegations. Like, I have a whole job, like a whole house that like I can't afford to lose. Like I'm working on getting my son back still. And this is like a 15-year-old being rebellious because she wants to have a boyfriend stay the night.
Okay. I'm not even gonna ask how the petechia got there because I don't want to know. All right, so on the cruel.
Yeah, the hickey, exactly. It's a
No,
hickey,
it's
not a.
It's not a hickey. It's not a hickey at all.
Oh, well,
Petechia
they
is
said
not.
it looked like a hickey. I'm in the process of trying to get my son back, and me and my daughter do not see eye to eye about her boyfriend staying the night with us. That is
Okay.
where all this came from, and I don't want to lose out on everything else that I've worked so hard on because me and her don't see eye to eye with her teenage boyfriend staying the night.
Vann is biting his tongue.
Based on your application, I found that you do qualify for the service of the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir. Does that mean I don't have a bond?
Well, no, that's not what that means. I'll get to that in a
Okay.
second.
I just really don't want to, I mean, I've been working really hard. Like I've got Tracy Caesar and Miss Pasha, like that's been working with me, and Miss Talisha from FID. They all know how hard I've been working, and they're all aware of this rebelliousness with my daughter. And I don't want to lose out on everything that I've worked so freaking hard on already.
Why don't you
Sorry?
wait and talk to your public defender about all of these things?
Well, because I'm in jail right now. If I
Lloyd.
don't go, I'm gonna lose my job if I don't go to work. I mean, they're trying to take all my stuff out of my house. I done had my neighbor breaking into my house already and stuff. I don't want to lose everything that I've worked my butt off to get to because of my daughter's extremely rebellious.
Okay, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Get it all out of your system?
Yes, sir.
Good. Bond set at $50,000 and aggravated child abuse, no contact with the alleged victim. Court dates April the 17th at 9 o'clock. I'm revoking release in 24/28/13. Good luck, man.
What's that?
Yeah, he revoked your probation.
What the road celebration is, I mean,
That means you can't get out. He just held you
oh, sweet. He said that I had a bond right now.
on the new charge, not the old charge.
What old charge?
The probation, he just revoked it.
So I'm held that one.
Yeah. Sir, number 6 is still in booking, not cooperating at this moment.
But that's fun.
Yeah. I had my fair share of it.
She's been through it. Do we want to try her tomorrow, or do you want me to just go ahead and set it?
I will set it. She's been there for, since early yesterday.
That's fake, Your Honor.
It's not your turn yet.
Judge Vann was incredulous with the hickey thing.
Is that the bite?
He's
Yeah.
like, don't try to explain to a
yeah,
southern redneck
absolutely.
what a hickey is, okay?
No, they sent it.
But he held off.
actually yesterday in the warrant queue, and they didn't have the order attached. So I couldn't sign it, but I told them that they needed to send it, to forward it over to y'all. They blah, blah, blah. But you got it. On the aggravated battery on firefighter, officer, first responder, bond set of 25,000. On the resisting officer with violence, 10,000. Court date's going to be April the 14th, 9 o'clock, and I signed the order for testing.
Thank you. No, number 6. State your name, ma'am.
Daphne Bird.
Bird, before the court on a third or second or subsequent offense theft charge. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir, I'm not guilty of this. The only thing I'm guilty of is looking at the merchandise, not taking it.
Okay.
But I would be happy to go on and pay her the $50 if I need to today.
Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
It's just the first appearance. We're not going to talk about the guilt or innocence or anything like that. I need to make sure you understand what you've been charged with.
Yes, sir, I do.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
All right, listen to me. They charge you with a felony, even though it's not a lot of money. Because of your prior history, this qualifies as a felony, okay? So that's just what they charged you with. I need to make sure you understand that.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Ms. Fambro. Criminal history?
She just got out. 125 petty theft, same victim. 120, 113 misuse of 911. 22 petty theft trespass VOP, grand theft, VOP petty theft third, FTA theft, petty theft false ID, and an FTA on a theft in 21.
I was leaning a different way. Yeah. I was leaning a different way. I don't know. I misread that. I know. Okay.
She needs a mental health.
I got you.
She don't need jail, she needs mental health.
Okay, I can help that along.
Appreciate it. We've done everything we know to do.
All right, bond set at 15,000. Court date is April the 7th at 9 o'clock. Mr. Griffin. I think we may need an evaluation.
We'll check on it, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Huh? Step to your right to the T. Nothing. He just gave you a bond. Yep. When the green light comes on, you're gonna sign for your copy of it. Next. Red X, ma'am. Yep. State your name.
Haley Lane Zekman.
Zekman, before the court charged possession of a Ford driver's license. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Give me copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
I'm sorry, say that again, sir.
Have you gotten a copy of your paperwork?
Yes, sir.
Were you advised of your rights today?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
No history.
Mrs. Ekman, it seems
Yes,
like
sir.
good harmless fun, doesn't it? I mean, it does. I know. Don't answer that. What was your Alabama address allegedly? Just curious.
What, the address on the thing?
Yeah.
It's my, no,
Where is it? Where is it?
in Alabama.
What part
Where?
are you asking?
Ayrton, Alabama.
Eric, are you in school up there?
No.
Please. Oh, that's glorious.
Like Vann didn't have a
Do you
fake
live
when he was
down
that
here?
age.
Yes, sir. I've lived here since I was 5.
Okay.
He knows the whole
You got
situation.
family in Alabama?
No.
Oh, don't say it like that. You hurt my feelings. But it was good enough to have the fake ID from, allegedly. Hypocrisy has some limitations. And this kind of hits kind of close to home. I should probably recuse myself from this particular offense, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance, and your court date's gonna be on March the 27th at 9 o'clock. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Okay.
I knew it.
To your right, to the T.
I knew he'd
When
go
the green
easy
light
on,
comes
easy
on,
on her because he can relate. I knew it, which is appropriate.
Boy, the stories I have about that. State your name.
Montiero Turner.
You see, you could go in, I mean, literally, you could go into Alvin's Island Magic Mountain Mall and you could buy an ID from any state in the union. I remember being able to go in there and you could buy, you could just tell them what state you wanted, they print you a, ostensibly a driver's license from that state.
Hold on. Let me see.
All right, Ms. Turner. Ma'am, you're fully court on violation of
didn't say
probation for several
McLovin.
charges, being in front. I don't know if this is in front of a circuit judge, been ordered held without bond. Your court date's gonna be April the 14th, 9 o'clock.
Right, step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X-Men. State your name.
Ms. Nelson, you're fully court on a violation of probation for what was originally a possession of meth charge in front of Judge Clark. Also, a failure to appear for a driving license been revoked in front of Judge Grammer, who now is Judge Dyer's caseload. Based on your application, finds you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender representative, so you have an attorney now. Judge Clark, in his infinite wisdom and glorious hair, it really is, it's tremendous. He's ordered you held without bond. Your court date is April the 16th at 9 o'clock. Tell him I said his hair looks great. You see him.
Okay.
Judge Kramer set your bond at $2,500. Court date's going to be Friday, March 7th at 8:30 on the driving case. I'll see you then.
Right, step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign for your copy. Next, Red X, sir. State your name.
Sean Means. Mr. Means, you're fully court charged with possession of paraphernalia. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork, advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, if I find you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender represent you. So you got an attorney now. Deputy, criminal history.
22 controlled substance para VOPs with a release out of Lifeline 128. 14 child neglect without harm and a couple of old burglaries.
Pretrial release, report to the pretrial release office after court Friday. Random UAs.
Yes, sir.
Step to your right.
Court dates Friday, 8:30. Can't even write today. I don't know what's wrong. And I didn't have last week, so I don't know why. I mean, I've got no excuse. Turkey season not in. I should be rested. I slept through last night's work.
Next. Red X. Huh?
Nothing. Far be it for me to question you.
State your name.
Mr. Ashton, report on the domestic violence battery charge. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Sir?
You've been advised of your rights today?
Yes, sir.
You got a copy of paperwork?
You got a copy of the paperwork?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
He gave you a public defender.
Okay.
All right. Deputy, criminal history?
Nothing since 14, and that was a domestic and some meth charges in 10.
Is that Biden?
2,500. no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third party alleged victim. Court date's gonna be April 7th at 8:30. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next, red X, sir. There you go. State your name.
I busted out in solidarity. I'm trying to bail Judge Vann out of his bad fashion idea.
Yes, sir. Before the court charged domestic violence battery, you understand that?
Because I'm good like that.
You understand what you've been charged with, sir?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. That's true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, if I find you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Yeah, Marshall.
No history.
All right, this is your brother, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you stay away from him while this is pending?
I'm going straight home. I got fired because I got arrested, so I'm going back to Mississippi as soon as I can get out of here.
Well, swing by the courthouse on Friday first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All right, pre-trial release. He doesn't have to report until after court Friday. Court date is Friday at 8:30. Good luck, sir. No contact with your brother while this is pending.
Okay, so what I need to do?
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Red X, sir. State your name.
Brian Crease.
Mr. Crease, you're fully court charged with conspiracy to import narcotics, conspiracy to traffic methamphetamine, and use of two-way communication device during the commission of felony. You understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, if you qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender representative. So you have an attorney now. Deputy, criminal history?
Nothing since 14. That was a Marshall conspiracy to sell meth times 8 and some older Alabama charges. I'm sorry, 7 times 7.
On conspiracy to import narcotics bonds, 150,000. On the conspiracy to traffic, 150,000. And on the two-way communication device during the commission of a felony, don't use your phone for that stuff. 5,000. Court date's going to be April the 17th at 9 o'clock with random UAs. Good luck, sir.
All right, step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next, red X, sir. State your name.
Mr. Mills, you're fully court charged with domestic violence battery and a violation of probation for battery. Understand the charges?
You understand what you're charged with?
All right, sir. I understand you've been given copies of paperwork, advised of your rights. Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. On the new charge, your bond's 5,000, no contact with the alleged victim. Your court date is March 7th at 8:30. On the VOP, your order held without bond. Your court date is March 13th at 9 o'clock.
All right, step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Red X, sir. State your name.
Mr. Powers?
Yes, sir.
Before the court charge driving under the influence, do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Based on your application, you've indicated you're going to hire your own attorney or represent yourself. Is that how you're going to proceed?
I was gonna hire an attorney.
Okay. Deputy, criminal history?
Nothing since 11, and that was a DUI hit and run.
Okay. Onset at 5,000.
Come on, people.
Court date 7th at 8:30.
Uber.
What date was that again?
Friday.
Friday?
Yes, sir. Step to your right to the T. So these next set of waivers that are coming through, they were done over the weekend and they did not return, so they're all here to re-sign it. And they put the date on it, the first, where they were here originally, that you probably signed over the weekend to begin with.
Probably so.
Yeah, we didn't get them back.
All right, so let's, I think I did sign them all, so yeah, let's. No, I thought I saw something. Did I not? They went gone. All right, Mr. Collins, go ahead and start signing.
All right. Let me grab a pen. That's why the dates on them are from the weekend's date. As you see.
Okay.
Yep.
Sign on March
All
1st.
fi- Yep.
Holy cow.
So what, they didn't receive none of these paperwork?
Nope. I already told you that.
Yeah, they all waived.
They backdated it for you though, so you still get it.
Yeah.
We don't happen to.
These papers look different than the other papers.
I wasn't here the weekend.
All right. That looks to be done. That was we just went court hopping after my stalker in Bothell didn't show up. I mean, he may have showed up to the call, but no call showed up. Let me look over there and see. Nope. No call the entire time, but we got a little lucky. Who do we see? We saw Disanto, we saw Lall, and we saw Vann. Not bad for some midday court hopping on the fly. Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon.